Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, if there is one thing that Kenya Kwanza government is determined to do, is to collect money from Kenyans by every means, whether by crook or in the right way. In fact, to some extent, it somehow look like a highway robbery. So they have used every policy they could have in Kenya through the finance bill, and they have had their day. Yesterday we were discussing about the new levy that they are proposing to collect from all workers in Kenya. Once you are employed, 1% to be deducted from you, and another 1% from your employer. So employee and employer. That means if you have to give 1,000, your employer will give another 1,000, making it 2,000. This money is meant to be given to those individuals who are jobless and they have tried to look for a job for 4 consecutive months, not months, weeks. That means if you have been searching for a job for one month and you do not get, you are entitled to get that money. But will they actualize that? That is the biggest worry. Now, after finishing this, now this government want to come for Kenyans in diaspora. Diaspora workers, this time around, wamewafikia in another different way. And they want to put it in law to make it mandatory for them to collect money from you. It might look juicy, but when you go deep into that, then you start questioning this government. Because there have been one big problem about this government: trust. So if you check on a story that was shared in the People's Daily, you will see they are saying that Kenyans working in diaspora are now going to pay a mandatory welfare levy to a state welfare scheme known as the Kenya Migrant Workers Welfare Fund. And they have their reasons why they are collecting this money. So I want us to go through that story. Then I will tell you the sad story of this plan. It looked good, but it has the sad story part of it. And this is what they are saying here. Kenya diaspora workers now face mandatory welfare levy. All Kenyans working abroad will be required to make mandatory contributions to a state welfare scheme if proposal by the Ministry of Labor are approved. Hii inatoka tu kwa executive. Nasikia Ministry of Labor. The scheme known as the Kenya Migrant Workers Welfare Fund seeks to provide relief assistance to migrant workers, invalidate benefits, medical assistance and survival benefit where a migrant worker dies. Every migrant worker will be required to register as a member of the fund before departing the country for foreign employment. Contingent fees paid by private employment agency will also be channeled to fund. This is a contributory fund in which the government shall also put in some fund. Which fund? Some fund. They will always talk about some fund. This is an innovative fund to address the plight of migrant workers. The deduction will be of benefit to the migrant workers, and they would be able to access. Inamaanisha watapata usaidizi. So wanasema proposed scheme seek to cushion migrant workers. Contribution rate to be set in the regulation. So they have to set the contribution rates. Waseme ni pesa ngapi watakusanya. Na kwa sababu wewe ni Kenyan in diaspora, usitarajie itakuwa a small amount. in those rates. What we're talking about here is all about trust. I want us also to check on some of the reasons why, because they are already laid down there. But before we go deep into that, I want you to listen to Franz Atwoli talking about the issue of NSSF and NHIF, and he's mentioning William Samoei Ruto, your current president of the Republic of Kenya. Listen to him before you think of these new proposals coming right to you people who are living in diaspora, or if you have a relative in diaspora.
The anger between William Samoei Ruto with me is that I stopped him from stealing at NSSF. Simple, simple, simple. You know what happened at NHIF? At NHIF, he told a boy, Geoffrey Mwangi, who was the CEO, that if my person wants money for business, give it out. If you are caught, I will protect you, and if you are sacked, I will make you a governor of Nakuru County. Every board member of NHIF was being promised anything. And since I don't sit on the board there, NHIF is empty. NHIF is empty. Who emptied NHIF is William Samoei Ruto. There is nothing. Ask the service providers to NHIF. They have never been paid. Billions and billions of NHIF.
Now, we are continuing with this panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our channel subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to this discussion. So it is very clear, it is coming, it is still a proposal, but the way this government is operating, they will have their way. So, Muliona 2023 finance bill, by crook and every means, they had their day. And even right now, they are having their day through the court. Wanatuambia mutadu, hakuna kitu mutafanya, they will have their way. So it's a proposal, and with this proposal, it will be actualized with time. But then, look at this, you have no option once you are living in Kenya for a job outside. They are saying anyone living Kenya for a job outside will be required to register as a member for the fund before departing from the country for your employment. It is mandatory, you have to register. So this is now the new way. You know, I have also got a chance to work outside Kenya, close to 7 years. So, when I talk, there are things also I have gone through. So to some extent, I understand people who are working outside Kenya. Sitakwambia ni wapi, lakini mimi nimefanya kazi nje. But I'm wondering on those benefits they're talking about. The scheme can be good, it can be meaning good, but the trust about these people is the biggest question we have. Sasa kama unatoka ufanya kazi within Africa, kama unaenda Tanzania, Uganda, South Africa, you are going to Egypt, any country in Africa, wewe uko diaspora. If you are going to Gulf countries, hapo basi uko kwa hii list. Whether in Asia, Europe, whichever area. Ujipange. Ama kama uko huko nje, uanze kujipanga. Hawa watu wanawakujia. Na hawajawakujia kwa njia mzuri. If it is all about the issue of collecting money, they have had every means they are collecting. But what I'm not sure of is what they are using this money for. Because there is nothing tangible I have ever seen. And now it's 1 year in office. Nothing tangible. But they have laid every means of collecting money. And indeed, they are actualizing that. The question is pesa zinafanya kazi gani? Ukishasikia mambo ya Atwoli, na hii serikali ndio iko hapo. Alafu wanakuambia this money is seeking to provide relief assistance to migrant workers. Which relief assistance is this? Ni gani hii? Hata ile remittance inasaidia Kenya saizi, hata vile dola inaharibika kwanza. Sababu there is nothing manufacturing in Kenya. Ni hizi pesa nyinyi mnafanya huku nje mnaanza kutuma Kenya. Bila hizo hao watu hawana mahali pa kukimbia. Hawana. Sababu nao apart from watu wanafanya kazi nje, hao watu wamekuwa watu ku import no export. So they are weakening the dollar. The only thing that is helping them are Kenyans in diaspora. Which relief assistance is this? Umeajiriwa kazi yako, unapata mshahara yako. Anapata tunaona saa zingine serikali imezembea. Tuna Wakenya wanafanya kazi sana sana kule Gulf, Saudi Arabia, talk of those country and the neighboring. Wale wanafanya kazi za nyumba, they suffer, they have a contract, lakini serikali has nothing to do. Na wako na embassy inalipwa. Kama hawezi saidia hao, alafu anakuja kutuambia mambo kama haya, then I see a big joke. Umenyanyaswa kule, umeandikwa kazi and they can do little about it. Hawezi hata fikia mtu upeleke hospitali, yet in your contract inasema ya kwamba you have a medical insurance. Serikali iko na embassy. Embassy ni ya kazi gani? Wanasema to invalidate benefits. Which benefits is this? Let them tell us. Then they're talking about medical assistance. Uko na contract. For example, wale watu wanafanya kazi kwa hospitality industry and other areas. Hata kama uko Gulf, Europe and those areas. Kampuni yoyote inakuajiri, inakupea contract, and once you have a job contract, they explain very well. Medical cover iko hapo, salary and other benefit, end of service. Hata kama utakufia huko. Hizi zingine zenye Kenya nataka yaanza collect ni gani? Na mimi niko sure majority of Kenyans working outside huwa wanaweka pesa zao kwa NHIF and NSSF. Na hata wengine tunalipia hata karibu ya watu 3-4 kule Kenya. You find we are helping like 3-4 families kuwalipia tu NHIF. But I know many Kenyans are in NSSF scheme. Hii ni gani ingine hii? Those are the questions. Alafu wanasema ya kwamba wako na survival benefits where a migrant worker dies. Sasa utasaidiwa. Na ile kampuni imekuajiri haina njia ya kusaidia. Unataka kuniambia there is no way? In case something happen like that, there is a way. But wanataka kuongeza another layer. Hii mambo wanafanya hapa ni kutafuta njia ya kukusanya pesa kwenyu, and this is highway robbery because we cannot trust them. Their main end game is how to use this money to benefit themselves. Nothing else. This government cannot be trusted with your money. So his NHIF has become a big problem. Kwa access services imekuwa shida. NSSF kupata pesa yako shida kubwa. Sasa hii yako itatumika namna gani? How do you trust them? Haya ndio maswali. I don't know your views, but I would like to read your comments. So let us meet in the comment section to continue with this conversation.